Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to our Srimad Bhagavatam Stuti series. Today's shloka is shloka number 5 of Mother Devahuti's glorification of Lord Kapaladev. This is from chapter 33 of Canto 3. Tvam deha tantraf prashamaya papmanam
Tvam deha tantraf prashamaya papmanam
nidesha bhajam cha vibho vibhutaye
nidesha bhajam cha vibho vibhutaye
यथावतारास्तव सुकरादयः
यथावतारास्तव सुकरादयः
तथायमप्यात्मपथोपलब्धये
तथायमप्यात्मपथोपलब्धये.
Word for word meaning, translation, and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Tvam,
You, Deha, this body,
this body,
Tantraha,
have
assumed,
prashamaya,
for the diminution, papmanam,
papmanam,
of sinful activities,
for simple activities,
nidesha bhajam, of instructions in devotion, cha, and vibho, O my Lord, vibhutaye, further expansion, yatha, as avataraha, incarnations, tava, your sukara adayah, the boar and other forms, tatha, so I am this incarnation of Kapila, api, surely, atmapatha, the path of self-realization, upalabdhaye, in order to reveal. Translation. My dear Lord, you have assumed this body in order to diminish the sinful activities of the fallen and to enrich their knowledge in devotion and liberation. Since these sinful people are dependent on your direction, by your own will, you assume incarnations as a boar and as other forms. Similarly, you have appeared in order to distribute transcendental knowledge to your dependents. Yes. So Prabhupada writes in the purport here, in the previous verses, the general transcendental qualifications of the Supreme Personality of Godhead were described. Now, the specific purpose of the Lord's appearance is also described. So Mother Devahuti is describing the reasons why Lord Kapaladev has appeared. By his different energies, he bestows different kinds of bodies upon the living entities who are conditioned by their propensity to lord it over material nature. But in course of time, these living entities became so degraded that they need enlightenment. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that whenever there are discrepancies in the discharge of the real purpose of this material existence, the Lord appears as an incarnation. See, there is a nice analogy that is used, that fire is present in wood, but there is a process by which you extract the fire from within the wood. But fire is already there within the wood. So similarly, we already have love for Krishna. It has to be extracted through the process of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So here Srila Prabhupada is saying that because the human beings neglect transcendental knowledge, transcendental knowledge is that knowledge to do with liberation and devotion, as Mother Devahuti is mentioning in this particular shloka. So, liberation and devotion are not considered material subjects that you can pursue on the material path. This is knowledge coming from the transcendental world. So, when the Jivatmas are neglecting this transcendental knowledge, then Devahuti is saying, you come out of your causeless mercy in so many different incarnations like the boar, now that you've come as Kapiladev, to remind the Jivatmas that they should use their free will to follow the instructions of the Lord and thus be on the path of spiritual practices. So that is the reason why the Lord comes as his incarnations. To those who are already dependent on him, he comes to encourage them to further pursue the path of spiritual progress. The Lord's form as Kapila directs the fallen souls and enriches them with knowledge and devotion so that they may go back to Godhead. So when you read Canto 3 towards the last set of chapters from 29 to 33, in one chapter, Lord Kapiladev is specifically talking about Sankhya Yoga. And in the very next chapter, he focuses on Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is easier to perform. Mother Devahuti herself says, I'm in the body of a woman. It will be too complicated for me to understand complicated topics. Although she is herself a great soul, a self-realized soul, still she puts herself in that humble position. And therefore she asks her son, her Lord, to describe the process of Bhakti Yoga. So the Lord is coming to revive our knowledge and to teach us what Bhakti is so that we can be attracted to go back to the spiritual world. There are many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like those of the boar, the fish, the tortoise, and the half man, half lion. So why does the Lord have to take the form of a fish or a boar? Well, to suit that particular incident that causes the Lord to come in that particular form. But we cannot say, for example, the Lord appearing as a boar, he actually comes out of Lord Brahma's nostrils. He comes as Varahadev and he becomes so gigantic and ultimately he kills Hiranyaksha. Just because the Lord comes out of Lord Brahmaji's nostrils, we cannot say Brahma gave birth to the Lord. Just as Devahuti in a couple of shlokas prior, she says Brahma is called Aja because he does not have a material father and a material mother like all of us. He came out of the Lord's navel on top of that lotus. So the Lord is also called Aja because he also does not take birth. He always existed. Brahma does not always exist. He comes during the process of creation. So the Lord is also called Aja. Brahmaji is also called Aja. So if the Lord created Brahma, and then from Brahma's nostril he chooses to come out as a boar, that does not mean that the Lord accepts Brahma as his father. Or vice versa, that Brahma accepts the boar as his son. But still, the Lord comes in so many different incarnations for a particular purpose. So we cannot say that the pillar in the palace of Hiranyakashipu was the cause of the Lord appearing. The Lord exists everywhere. Anyway, he is all pervading. Still, he takes on a particular personality for the pleasure of his devotees, to encourage them, yes, pursue this path. Lord Kapiladeva is also one of the incarnations of Godhead. It is accepted herein that Lord Kapiladeva appeared on the surface of the earth to give transcendental knowledge to the misguided conditioned souls. How are the souls misguided? Typically, the Jivatma uses his free will to satisfy himself. And Prabhupada calls this sense gratification. So we should pursue Krishna gratification, which is we have to pursue satisfying Krishna's senses. So we are also Jivatma, instinctively we know that we are eternal, that we are full of knowledge, and that we are full of bliss. Therefore, when we take on these different bodies, we go in search of these same things. We want to live forever, we want to be all knowledgeable, and we want to be always in bliss. However, the challenge for us is that we look and search for all of these things in a place, and through Maya Devi's potency, we get misguided. So we cannot use Prakriti to liberate ourselves. So the Jivatma uses Prakriti to gratify their own senses. So that is why Prabhupada says the Lord has given all of us intelligence, but we misuse that intelligence and try to begin to control Prakriti, the energy of the Lord. And therefore the Lord comes to tell us, don't look in that direction, don't do these things, but start focusing on Bhakti Yoga. And where does this process begin? By following the 4 regulative principles. So we should not be whimsical in our beliefs, in our faith, in our attitude, in our activities. Because when we become whimsical, we get trapped by Maya Devi. So the beginning of our character development starts with the 4 regulative principles. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit relationships. So our spiritual character is being shaped when we follow the 4 regulative principles. These are the 4 legs of Dharma. They support Dharma. Therefore, the Lord comes as an incarnation, and innumerable incarnations, not just the 10 that we know about or hear about in comics. The Lord's incarnations are innumerable. So here Devahuti is saying that, my dear Lord, I understand that you specifically have come to distribute transcendental knowledge to your dependents. It is said that Mother Devahuti used to always worship the Lord. She's a very, very devout personality. And the Lord was so pleased with her devotion that he decided to enter her womb through Kardama Muni's semen. And in this way, the Lord is bringing glory to Devahuti. So she is known as the mother of Lord Kapiladev. And in this way, the Lord is also bringing glory to his wonderful devotees who have practiced such devotion and undertaken so many sacrifices and practiced so many austerities. And therefore, as Mother Devahuti says, if you can enter my womb, then certainly the Lord can enter anybody's womb who is a great devotee of you. And Prabhupada writes in one of the purports that the Lord can enter any woman's womb, provided she is a great devotee of him. So here Devahuti is saying the Lord comes in different incarnations to reduce the sinful activities of the Jivatmas, to redirect their attention to devotion and liberation.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.